Welcome to Awakening Streams, the podcast of One River Zen Meditation Center in Ottawa, Illinois. Hosted by Sensei Michael Shikan Brunner. Learn more, donate, and practice with us at oneriverzen.org.
Good morning. It's been a beautiful retreat. A lot of deep sits. I'd like to talk to you for just a few minutes about a case from the Shaseki-shu, the record of stones and sand. It's case 91. It's called The Taste of Banzo's Sword. Matajuro Yangyu was the son of a famous swordsman. His father, believing that his son's work was too mediocre to anticipate mastership, disowned him. So Matajuro went to Mount Fura, and there he found the famous swordsman Banzo. But Banzo confirmed the father's judgment. "You wish to learn swordsmanship under my guidance?" asked Banzo. "You can't fulfill the requirements." "But if I work hard, how many years will it take for me to become a master?" persisted the youth. "The rest of your life," replied Banzo. "I cannot wait that long," explained Matajuro. "I'm willing to pass through any hardship if you'll only teach me. I'll become your devoted servant. How long might it be?" Maybe 10 years, Banzo relented. "My father is getting old, and soon I must take care of him," continued Matajuro. "If I work far more intensively, how long would it take?" "Oh, maybe 30 years, said Banzo. "Why is that?" asked Matajuro. "First you say 10, and now you say 30. I'll undergo any hardship to master this art in the shortest time." "Well," said Banzo, "in that case, you'll have to remain with me for 70 years. A man in such a hurry as you are seldom gets results very quickly." "Very well," declared the youth, understanding at last that he was being rebuked for impatience. "I agree." Matajuro was then told to never speak of fencing, to never touch a sword. He cooked for his master, washed his dishes, made his bed, and cleaned the yard. He cared for the garden, all without a word of swordsmanship. 3 years passed. Still, Matajuro labored on. Thinking of his future, he was sad. He hadn't even begun to learn the art to which he had devoted his whole life. But one day, Banzo crept up behind him and gave him a terrific blow with a wooden sword. The following day, when Matajuro was cooking rice, Banzo again sprang on him unexpectedly. After that, day and night, Matajuro had to defend himself from unexpected thrusts. Not a moment passed in any day that he didn't have to think of the taste of Banzo's sword. He learned so rapidly that he brought smiles to the face of his master. Matajuro became the greatest swordsman in the entire land. There's so much here, so much to unpack. What's lovely about these cases in the Shaseki-shu is they're ready to be mined. The shaft has already been dug and all of it's been brought up to the surface. You just have to pick and choose what gems apply for you already. So many of you are already looking at your light off of the glint of Banzo's sword right now. But it'll go through with different phases of our life. The truth is that all too often we spend our lives wanting to escape from our lives. We go about our activities believing that they're so mundane that we slowly begin to develop an expectation of what our life will bring. And so we drop out and we stop paying attention. We stop being skillful with what presents itself to us. We lose touch with the very common sense that's always present right in front of us. Looking at the demands on our life, we don't even take a moment to determine which ones require our focus and attention, and which dogs can gently lie and continue to snore. So we find ourselves tiptoeing around everything, longing for something more. And we act as if there's somewhere to go, somewhere else we can escape to that's more rich, more exciting, more satisfying than our own lives. You have to cultivate your own garden. To till the soil of your own life, I promise you, it's fertile. We don't have time to retreat into a story of our lived experience. We don't have time to cherish the I that we've all created, to tend to that story. We need to recultivate the attention to our true nature, the one that emerges moment by moment when we drop away that figment of our imagination. Each and every moment of your life is a vast and wide open Dharma gate. It's already open, already ready for awakening. When we devote ourselves fully to our lives in this way, we find Banzo's sword is always bringing the joy and richness of the unexpected to bear. Yeah? We see the endless opportunities and the limitless potential that the way has to offer when we're always watchful. That's what the mastery that we're talking about is all about. It's the mastery of our own lives, not squandering our lives. Awakening to the myriad opportunities to actually merge with the way and recognize this mastery directly. Eihei Dogen in the Fukan Zazenji, Universal Recommendations for Zazen, which is a part of the Shobo Genzo, true treasury of the Dharma Eye, said, devote yourself to the way which indicates reality directly. It's the way that's right before you choke it with your labels and your judgments. Respect those who realize their self and no longer seek anything outside. You'll know them. Just a quick look in their eye will show you. So you're both gazing into the same place. You find that respite here in the Sangha. Yeah? Be in accord with the Buddha's Bodhi, awakening, the awakening of the awakened one. Succeed to the sage's samadhi. It's always present. Anytime we're absorbed with the activity of our own lives, directly, rather than the activity of the discursive mind wielding some story about ourselves. Dogen goes on to say, if you practice this suchness continuously, then you'll be suchness. The treasure house will open of its own accord, and you'll be able to use it at will. Everything you need to cook your life in a satisfying and nourishing way is already at hand. The asked question is, will you access it? And then when you do, how will you use it? you're aware of everything around you, then you can't help but trip over the suffering that you'll find. Yeah. How will you become the medicine? You transform your life in that way. You know that you've uncovered the true life that's worth living. It's none other than the life that lives you. And you let go and you trust. How's everybody holding up? Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah. Part of when we meditate, we're kind of sitting in a microcosm of the greater lived existence, right? When we get off of our cushion and you walk through your life, you're going to find a lot of opportunities to want to fidget, move, and be sore, right? And you're going to have to learn to persist with that. Yeah. And stay with it even when it gets a little bit challenging. It's all right here on the cushion, all of it. Yeah. You'll find your self-doubt and self-loathing, yeah, that you'll have to ask for its wisdom and then release it and let it go on its way. You'll find the ache, yeah, that manifests itself here on the cushion, just like it does in the daily life when you're worried about your kids going off to school or whether you're spending enough time with them or whether or not you're doing a good job as a parent. You have to learn to be present with all of it. You also find the numbness that happens when we retreat into a story. Only here it's the numbness that happens when the tail end comes in contact with the cushion too long. Yeah. If you learn to persist here, then the rest of your life's a piece of cake. If you flop around like a fish here, you flop around like a fish out there too. It's such a wonderful journey that we so often miss. It takes coming to a place like this and letting go of the narrative of our lives, letting go of all the things that we think we have to do. It's amazing that when we come and we sit and we bear witness to everything that is, all those things drop away and find their place of their own accord. And the I that we find so important, that's always so consumed and so busy, we find is busy with things that have very little meaning. Yeah. Life seems to work itself out on its own when we sit here on the cushion. It should be our great lesson. Banzo sword, always lurking in that corner. That's right. It's waiting to teach us, waiting for us to become the masters of our own life.
Thank you for joining us.